第9回新千歳空港国際アニメーション映画祭コンペティション短編部門インターナショナルコンペティション4で上映する作品名シエラの作家サンダー・ヨーンさんです。Hello, Sander.
Hi, Sarina.
Great to see you.
Good to see you as well.
So, Sierra, which means a mountain.
Yeah, it means a mountain, and it also means the car Ford Sierra.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful film, very like intense and humorous. So is this story loosely based on your childhood? What happened?
Yeah, it's quite loosely, I must add. Well, it is based on my childhood because, first of all, the car I mentioned, this Ford Sierra, was my first car that was given to me by my father. But also, while I was growing up, my father tried to make me into a car mechanic, basically, and I became this animator. And like it's about these feelings, like what your parents are expecting from you, and also about their frustration, like how to deal maybe with their expectations on their life, because they grew up in the Soviet system, and like maybe the dreams you had were difficult to reach for, and then like it's this like quite common thing that parents really want their if they didn't succeed in something, then they really want their children to succeed in something. So in this case, the father wants his kid to become like a good rally driver. And my father, like in real life, it wasn't as harsh, but it was just this feeling that I feel like he really wanted me to be this mechanic, but I became an animator. But yeah, but I think it's okay in the end.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a greatest choice you've made. So you've been developing your animation style over the years. Like your student films, like more Moulinet, is that how
Mhm.
to pronounce Moulinet? And
Moulinet, that's the way I pronounce
Moulinet,
it.
Moulinet,
Yeah.
and Velodrome,
Mhm.
which you used 2D frame by frame technique, animation technique, and like sounds good. Your previous film sounds good, and this film you used 3D, completely 3D, and but like, the pace of the story and like how like the camera moves are completely your animation is so recognizable. How do you like choose your media? Do you want to focus on 3D file or
Mm. Yeah, the style for me also is that I always want to switch in between films. And this 3D, it's always been part of my like tool set, because every film, Velodrome, Moulinet, and also Sounds Good, every film like has at least like one shot in it that was done in 3D. And I thought like maybe to go all in. And for that, I actually went to study in Denmark for 3 months. I did a 3D course, and to make it worth going there, I decided that after this, I must make my next film also in 3D. But it also made sense because the film inside Sierra, this black and white film, this is also the reason behind the film. It's this animation that my father did when he was young, and it's also like, since it's a puppet film, it's also a 3D animation in that sense. So these two mediums, I felt like they have a good match together if I want to put them in the same space. So if I want to put like this screen on TV, then it kind of makes sense that it's also like in a 3D space. But I don't know, like it was a really difficult choice to make to put this puppet film together with this like really flat graphics 3D animation, which almost looks like 2D. So yeah, but I feel like in the end, like the 3D choice for this film was actually the best choice.
Yeah, yeah, it works brilliantly. So you studied animation at Estonian Academy of Arts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Preet Paran you teach.
Yes.
Did you like? Do you think you learned a lot of like story development from him, or like is your style like from seeing your style is completely original? It's a little bit Estonian, but like, how, what do you think about like your influences?
Yeah, for me, it's, I guess, difficult to say, but I always think that Priit is one big influence, but there are others as well. For example, especially for this 3D animation, is David O'Reilly a big influence? But from Japan, Atsushi Wada is a bit like, I think Sierra has a lot of influence from Atsushi Wada, but also from live action, I get a bit of influence, like specifically for Sierra, I watched Jacques Tati's like these comedy films. They have like a really similar sensibility in the sense of comedy. So yeah, I guess it's difficult to avoid Priit Pärn's influence, but I feel like I get influence from all over the world, basically.
That totally makes sense.
Mm.
So you've been so successful in your career throughout your career. Are you working on something right now?
Yes, at the moment I'm making a new film, which is quite often my films start from some sports. This was rally, velodrome was bicycle, and this new one is about soccer and dogs. And that's all I can say at the moment.
Okay, cool. Sounds lovely. Okay, thanks for taking your time, Sandra. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarina.
ありがとうございました。支援の作家、サンダーヨーンさんにお伺いしました。